right of a long crest immediately.
Hello and welcome to the EKO Acropolis Rally Greece. The sun is blazing down. We are just above the service park now. Myself and Ivan Brynjolfsson will be here for the duration of the evening, along with Julian Porter, Bex Williams, and a whole host of other commentators taking you through what is going to happen behind us, which is the start room. Ivan, it is hot.
It's really hot now. In the sun in the afternoon, it's really hot, and I can't imagine the heat the guys will feel over the weekend. It's going to be pretty tough out there.
Do you know, that's exactly what I was thinking. We were out filming maybe 3 hours today, not exerting too much energy, and it was exhausting. The temperatures are going to get so high in those cars over the next 3 days.
Yeah, and the temperature, it's one thing, but it's maybe one of the most demanding rallies of the calendar as well. So it's tough for both the cars and the crew inside the car.
Most demanding and one of the most beautiful as well. You can just see some of the scenic views that surround Lamia and beyond, where the rally will travel through the beaches, the castles, the ocean, and so much more. It's rough and tough, but the scenery is just so picturesque. It is really the contrast of this rally.
I know Acropolis is something special for all the drivers, and I have been there a few times and I've done the rally, and it's something special. It's special in many ways, but to do with the history of the rally and here in Acropolis is something special.
Okay, well, just to give you an idea of the evening's proceedings, behind us, Bex Williams just there, you can see that we're going to do the class photo there, and I think we've got a special guest of Mark Cavendish, the cyclist, of course, in amongst them as well. So we're going to have a Meet the Crews. That's putting all of your questions that you've been putting to social media with Bex Williams and the drivers. Then the start ramp begins. So that kind of signifies, although we've got no stages tonight, that signifies the start of the rally.
Yeah, but everyone wants to start a rally, and this kind of show, as from a driver point of view, is always a bit difficult because you really want to go and work on the videos and everything. Yeah. But this is a great place to be for the fans, to see the drivers and getting close to the cars and getting the last, like, the comments before the rally starts. So it's a right place to be if you're in Greece this weekend. It's just here now.
Yeah, and the fans pouring in, but we already did have a shakedown this morning, of course, out there on the rocky gravel roads of Greece. Now, actually, it was Tanak that went fastest through the first run there, but Taka had a storming run through the second run of Shakedown.
Yeah, impressive by Taka, and we know that Taka, he's really hunting down the victory, and he's waiting for that victory, and I think maybe this rally is the one to do it on, because it's so many factors playing a role. You need to be clever, to be careful when it's really rough, and push when it's possible to push, and you can be really fast over the weekend here if you take big risks, and I think some of the drivers, they are willing to sacrifice a bit the safety part of it and push more on the rough parts.
Well, we've got a battle on our hands. Sébastien Ogier here this weekend. I'm sure you've been following the news. Sébastien Ogier now will join us for the rest of the season. That's 4 more rounds inclusive of this here in Greece, and he's going to fight it out for that championship title. It's now reached boiling point. Thierry Neuville 27 points ahead. They have been in this position many times, those two. They've battled it out, and it's never really gone in Thierry's favour.
No, definitely not, and I think the pressure now is on Thierry because we know that Seb have done it many times, and he won the championship many times.
All right, well, on your screen is the points. The key is the 27 separating Thierry and Sébastien Ogier. That's your 1-2. Tanak still very much in play there, but he really needs a good 4 rounds, and he needs the others to not have good 4 rounds. Elfyn Evans perhaps out for the count now. He's in 4th, but never count him out. Adrian Formeau in 5th, Kalle Rothenperä in 6th. Not here this weekend, of course, one here before. Taka, as we just said, a great run-through Shakedown in 7th. Perhaps he can get a win here. Esa-Pekka Lappi in 8th. Andreas Mikkelsen in 9th, and Danny Sordo in 10th. The last round also of the juniors here this weekend. And Ivan, well, it's double points.
It's double points this weekend, and we know that the juniors, they are scoring points on each stage win. So there's no double points on the stage win points, but in the overall points it will be double. So I think we are almost up to 11 drivers who can win that title this last rally. So I know there's quite a few young drivers who really want to start this rally.
Yeah, well, as you can see, Roman Jurgensen 69, Taylor Gill 61, Diego Dominguez 41, tied with Ali Turkington there on 41, Mille Johansson with 33. So that's sort of the top set that you're looking at. But like you said, it is a big battle. 11 drivers out of all of those could potentially take a win. That's based on those at double points, not forgetting, like you said, the stage wins. Keep your eyes on the juniors because there's always plenty of drama, particularly here in Greece.
Yes, definitely, and it's so much. It's not only the title, but you are driving for a free drive next year on a few rallies. So it's really, yeah, it's a big prize to win this. Not only the title, like I said, but it's a drive next year. I think they are hunting for.
Yeah, indeed. All right. Well, we can hear Bex Williams behind us. The fans just filling up the different grandstands here, waiting to hear from the drivers. We've got quite a lot to get through. There's 55 minutes of Meet the Crews, so I think it's probably about that time that I hand over to Bex.
We are kicking off with our junior WRC. Now, the junior WRC are into their final round here in Greece. It's a double point scoring weekend. It's a huge weekend. We will crown a junior champion here at the Acropolis Rally. So let's welcome to the stage Romet Jurgensen, Taylor Gill, Diego Dominguez and Ali Turkan, who are the top 4 drivers within the junior WRC, plus program manager Maciek Voda. Okay, everyone, it's going to be a big weekend. Romet, let's start with you as championship leader in the juniors. Huge weekend here in Greece, double point scoring. Tell me how you're feeling ahead of what could be the biggest rally of your career.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough challenge. It's an historic event and looks like the conditions are historic as well. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. I thought it's comparable to Sardinia before, but now coming here and doing the recce, it's really not. It's really tough.
Οι διεκδικητές του WRC μας είπε ένας από τους δύο βασικούς ότι είναι πολύ σκληρός ο αγώνας, είναι μια μεγάλη μάχη για αυτόν, μια μεγάλη μέρα, διότι διεκδικεί ένα πολύ βασικό τίτλο και ότι ο αγώνας είναι ακόμα πιο σκληρός από τη Σαρδινία, που στην αρχή νόμιζα ότι αυτός ήταν ο πιο σκληρός που είχε συναντήσει.
Romet, we've heard from many drivers already this week, drivers who have been coming here for over a decade, and they've said it's the roughest they've ever seen. So you can rubber stamp what you've said. Does that change your strategy from what you thought it would be coming into the Acropolis?
I mean, in general, it would have been anyway a tough event, but obviously, yeah, it changes a bit. Still, we're coming so further back, and even if it's a struggle for the top guys, I mean, it's going to be an even bigger struggle for us, so definitely have to keep the car in one piece.
Ουσιαστικά αυτό που είπε είναι ότι είναι δύσκολες συνθήκες, ακόμα και τα μεγαλύτερα αυτοκίνητα θα έχουν κακές συνθήκες μπροστά τους και πόσο μάλλον αυτοί που θα έρχονται πιο πίσω και θα βρίσκουν κακό δρόμο μπροστά.
Okay, Romet, we're going to turn to Taylor Gill alongside you, the latest winner of a junior WRC event, of course, just a few weeks ago. Taylor, as I said to Romet, for all of you, and you know, I think there are 11 drivers in potential mathematical contention for the crown this weekend. This could be the biggest event of your career. Are there any nerves, any butterflies, or are you feeling cool as the Aussie on the stage?
There's probably a few more nerves than normal, but I guess that's natural, so we try and use it as a good thing. But yeah, like Romet said, it's going to be such a rough and tough weekend, and yeah, it's going to be all about pace management, I think.
Καταλαβαίνω ότι είναι δύσκολος ο αγώνας, έχει νεύρο, αλλά δεν τον πειράζει. Αγωνιά και ξέρει ότι θα είναι ένας δύσκολος αγώνας και δύσκολες συνθήκες για τα junior WRC.
Pace management. Are we saying it's going to be one of the most intelligent drivers out there that maybe wins the rally, not the fastest?
Yeah, I think that's probably a good call. I mean, it only took me maybe 2 or 3 kilometres into the recce to realise that the speed is really not going to be the key this weekend. Of course, we're in the places where we can push, we need to try and maximise the speed, but in general, it'll be about surviving, getting to the end, and yeah, spending as little time stopped on the stages as possible.
Από τα χιλιόμετρα της αναγνωρίσεις είδε ότι δεν μετράει ο ρυθμός, η ταχύτητα, αλλά αυτός θα επιβιώσει στο τέλος του αγώνα.
And talk to me about your brain power. Would you say you're an intelligent driver, Taylor?
I don't know, let's see, maybe ask me again on Sunday.
Τον ρώτησα αν είναι έξυπνη με τη στρατηγική που θα ακολουθήσει και λέει να τον ρωτήσει ξανά την Κυριακή.
Well, let's see how big the brains are next to you with Diego Dominguez then. You maybe have a little bit of an advantage here, Diego, because you've had great success at this event. You know what it's all about. Do you agree with the guys, though, that it's rougher than usual?
Well, yeah, definitely I'd say it's rougher than usual, but that could be either or very good or very bad for us. But yeah, let's see what happens.
Έχει συμμετάσχει και πέρσι, είναι πιο σκληρός ο αγώνας λέει, αλλά θα δούμε αν είναι καλό ή κακό.
And in terms of getting yourself ready for this event now, considering it is the title decider, what kind of preparations have you been doing?
Well, I have the onboard videos from 22 and 23, and there are a couple of stages that are the same or maybe the other way around. So I really watched all of them, and I think I have a bit of an advantage with all these guys.
Αυτό που είδε ουσιαστικά είναι έχει δει τα on-board από τους προηγούμενους αγώνες, από τις προηγούμενες ειδικές και έχει προσπαθήσει να αποκτήσει εμπειρία μέσα από αυτό.
I think you might do have a bit of an advantage. All these onboard watching, everyone is doing it at the moment. Ali, let's turn to you now. Like I said to the others, huge weekend. Are you feeling the pressure heading into this one, or are you keeping it cool right now?
Not that much at the moment, but I believe in the start of the stage I will feel the pressure, but it's a long journey, so I will just finish the race and take the points as much as possible. But the most important thing in Greece, like I feel like a home race because we drive our car by Istanbul to here, so it was 10-hour drive, only 10-hour drive, and we have quite similar culture. We are sharing the same Aegean Sea and only one border separating the countries, so I feel warm. It's like Turkey or Greece, doesn't matter. I feel very warm, as I said, so hopefully I will finish the race as much as I want, so see you at the finish line.
Επειδή κατάγεται από την Τουρκία, είπε ότι αισθάνεται πάρα πολύ οικία, ότι χρειάστηκε μόλις 10 ώρες για να έρθει από την Κωνσταντινούπολη εδώ. Ακόμα δεν έχει άγχος, αλλά είναι σίγουρο στην πρώτη ειδική, μόλις πει στην πρώτη που λέμε εμείς, θα αγχωθεί και αυτός με τη σειρά του.
That sounds like a little bit of fighting talk from you already, Ali. Are you trying to psych each other out at all, or are you still all remaining friends, even though you're in the battle for the title this weekend?
I think especially for this race we are not fighting each other, we are fighting against the stages, so it's fair to say that, but we are lucky because we have an M Sport prepared Rally 3 cars and they are very strong, so if we drive with our logic, I think it's not so difficult to finish the race without any serious damage, but of course we are good friends, we see each other every race, but maybe in the future we may have a dinner, why not? Guys?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, who's buying though, Ali? Who's paying for the dinner?
I'm paying and I'm organizing.
Oh,
no
wow.
problem.
There we go.
Θα οργανώσει πάρτι λοιπόν για όλους, όπου θα το πληρώσει κιόλας ο ίδιος μετά το τέλος του αγώνα. Είπε ότι είναι φίλοι, αλλά αύριο στις ειδικές θα είναι αντίπαλοι. Αντίπαλοι όμως και με τις διαδρομές. Αν και έχουν καλά αυτοκίνητα προετοιμασμένα από την M Sport.
Turkish hospitality, I like it. Maciek, let's turn to you. You are the man who is in control of the junior championship. You have heard from our contenders, their opening lines, their thoughts on the battles out there. How do you think they're going to fare this weekend? How tough is it going to be in terms of competition?
Yeah, there is only so much we can control and there is only so much we want to control. So to be honest, the main thing that we trying to control is making sure that all the cars are really, really well prepared for this event. Because the main word that you can hear from the driver is it's rough. It's rougher than it was before. And for sure, it's a massive challenge for the team. It's a massive challenge for the drivers. It will be a very tough competition. And I really, really hope that this is going to be a purely a sporting competition. And then on Sunday afternoon, we will see the champion who will be, basically coming from the fight and, from fighting with the others without any issues.
Αυτό που είπε είναι ότι θέλει να κερδίσει αυτός που ήταν ο ταχύτερος, να μην έχουν προβλήματα τα αυτοκίνητα. Τα έχουν προετοιμάσει τη διάρκεια των αγώνα γιατί ξέρουν ότι είναι σκληρός ο αγώνας και να κερδίσει την Κυριακή ο καλύτερος.
Talk to me about the whole year, because it's always such a journey for the drivers who join the junior WRC match. We see them move on and move up, like Sami Pyrie, for example, this year, taking a step into Rally 1. It's such a stepping stone into the higher classes. How has the year been, do you think, in terms of the competition and the stellar performances you've seen out there?
Yeah, every year is different. It's similar in some ways, but it's different from in the others. And I have to say, starting this season, I completely didn't know what to expect. We didn't know what to expect from the Rally Star drivers who are completely new into World Rally Championship. And I have to say, to have two of those competitors being at the top of the classification of the Junior WRC at this stage, it's really encouraging. It's fantastic. To have Diego fighting, it's fantastic. Because I have to say, we all believe that at the start of the season, Diego is going to be the one that will be winning everything. And I think Diego thought exactly the same, didn't you? And then to have Ali, who joined us after the first rally, so he missed Rally Sweden. Ali being a Turkish champion last year, actually using Rally 3 Fiesta. He's got an amazing experience, like he said. For sure he will have some kind of benefit of those stages here. But yeah, so far it's been very good, very challenging season. Different drivers winning different rallies. And yeah, let's see what Acropolis will bring.
Ουσιαστικά μας ανέλησε το επίπεδο του συναγωνισμού, πόσο υψηλό επίπεδο είναι, με τους δύο νεαρούς οι οποίοι είναι από το διακοπικό θεσμό Fiesta Rally, από τον πρωταθλητή του Τουρκίας και τον Diego περσινό έμπειρο οδηγό, και πόσο υψηλό είναι το επίπεδο του συναγωνισμού στο WRC τα τελευταία χρόνια.
Okay, I'm going to come back up to Romet. We'll go through you once more and get your final thoughts. Maciek just mentioned FIA Rally Star there, Romet. You and Taylor are part of that program. How do you think you would have even been here without the FIA Rally Star program?
No, definitely not. I mean, I've said it so many times. It's the thing that got me into rallying, and to have this success already on the first year, I think we showed quite a lot of people that actually these kind of programs work. I mean, they've worked in France, in Belgium, so this kind of initiative from the FIA is just really good.
Μίλησε για το πρόγραμμα Fiesta Rally, το οποίο είναι από όλη την Ευρώπη αλλά και διάφορες άλλες χώρες εκτός Ευρωπαϊκής Υπήρου. Πόσο σημαντικό είναι και ότι δώσει την ευκαιρία να φτάσει μέχρι εδώ.
And Taylor, what would you say is the strength of the FIA Rally Star program?
Probably just like the depth of the connections we've been able to make and the people's kind of brains we've been able to pick and take information from and just learn about, I guess, all four corners of being a rally driver, and obviously learning that there's a lot more to it than just driving the car as fast as possible.
Είπε επίσης για τον ίδιο θεσμό, το Fiesta Rally, ότι είναι ένας ολοκληρωμένος θεσμός, μπορεί να τους βοηθήσει να αναπτύξουν, να γνωρίσουν ανθρώπους, να γνωρίσουν το θεσμό εκ των έσω.
Okay, let's turn to Diego now. As Maciek said, there's been a win under your belt this season. Did you expect more early on, or are you happy with the way it's all played out, Diego? Because we've seen you on competitive form this year.
Well, to be honest, we didn't have the start we wanted with us retiring in Sweden, not scoring points there. Then Croatia, the same thing. In both times, we were just scoring the stage win points, and then Sardinia, we started not a great start again. We were last after the first stage, and then all the other guys just started having issues, and we were just stepping up the ladder all the way through until Sunday. And yeah, so we're pretty lucky to be fighting for the championship this year. I know we have the pace. I know I have somewhat of good experience in this rally, so yeah, just need that extra luck that we didn't have last year.
Είπε ότι δεν είχε την αρχή που ήθελε, με εγκαταλείψεις και χωρίς να συλλέξει βαθμούς, αλλά ατυχίες των αντιπάλων του επέτρεψαν αυτή τη στιγμή να διεκδικεί σήμερα εδώ το πρωτάθλημα.
And Ali, as Maciek mentioned, you missed Sweden this year. So whatever happens this weekend, what would be the plan for next year? I mean, would you consider another season in the junior category?
The actual plan for this year was just to know the races and learn as much as possible for the next year, but we are here as a title contender, so it's not bad. If I can win this year, it's okay, but I will be here again next year, if it's possible. Thanks to every single sponsor on me, which supports us as a Castrol for Team Turkey, and we will try to do our best, as we did back in Croatia, Finland, Sardinia. I will be chasing the win this time.
Είπε ότι ο στόχος αρχικά ήταν να συλλέξει εμπειρίες, να μάθει τους αγώνες, αλλά έχει φτάσει σε ένα σημείο σήμερα να διεκδικεί τον τίτλο και φυσικά θέλει να το κατακτήσει.
I'm loving the fighting talk that he's got. Maciek, if he's buying the dinner, then surely you're going to welcome him back with open arms next year.
Yeah, but Ali is a boxer, so he's having the fighting talks like a proper one. But yeah, I think he's trying to corrupt us by saying that he's buying the dinner. But if he wins the championship, he will have to buy the dinner, and for the whole team. So I'm not sure whether he definitely wants to win this championship because we have a very big team here.
Επιβεβαίωσε ότι αν κερδίσει το πρωτάθλημα θα του κεράσει το τραπέζι. Απλώς δεν ξέρει αν θέλει, γιατί θα είναι πολύ ακριβό το τραπέζι. Είναι πολλά τα μέλη της ομάδας.
And finally, before we move on to our next category, I want you to do something a little bit difficult now. Romit, I want you to tell me what the strength of Taylor Gill is as a driver. What's his strength?
Never give up. Yeah.
Yeah?
We've seen a couple of times that he never gave up, and yeah, he actually produced a really good result in the end. So.
Το ρώτησε για το πρωτέλημα του αντιπάλου του Taylor Gill και είπε ότι δεν είναι καταλήβει ποτέ.
Okay, let's move to Taylor. So, Taylor, what is Romit's strength as a competitor, would you say?
Probably just his speed across all the surfaces. You only have to look at the stage wins this year to see that he's been winning stages in Sweden on snow, Croatia on tarmac, dominating in Croatia on tarmac, and then also in Sardinia and in Finland. And no doubt he'll win a few more here. So, yeah, that's probably it.
Και τον Diego είπε ότι είναι ταχύς παντού. Έχει κερδίσει σε όλες τις επιφάνειες. Κροατία, Φιλανδία, Σουηδία, παντού κερδίσει δικές και αποδεικνύει ότι είναι πολύ γρήγορος.
Okay, and Diego, if you were to comment on Ali's strength, what would it be?
Well, I was going to say that he never keeps up, but he already said it. But actually, that's true from him. He wasn't in Sweden. He came to Croatia. First stage, he was just a mile faster than us, than everyone really. Unfortunately, he crashed, and then back in Sardinia, he was leading the rally before he had some issues. So he's very, very strong-minded, and he never gives up.
Λέει ότι έχει ισχυρή θέληση ότι και αυτός με τη σειρά του δεν εγκαταλείπει ποτέ. Εκεί που είχε ατυχίες, κατάφερε να επιστρέφει.
Okay, Ali, I'm looking forward to hearing this now. What do you think Diego's strengths are as a driver?
I think he is the most handsome guy on the grid, so which is good for him, but not good for us. But that's the main point. You cannot be fast for your whole life, but he will be handsome till he dies. So.
Του είπε ότι είναι σίγουρα ο πιο όμορφος από το Junior WRC. Μπορεί να μην είναι ο πιο γρήγορος πάντα, αλλά μπορεί να είναι πάντα ο πιο όμορφος.
I like that answer. Diego, you need to buy him dinner now, I think. Maciek, back to you finally. I know this is a huge weekend. We'll all be focused on who is going to be the champion, but is there anything you can reveal at all about what we might expect next season?
What we might expect this season?
Next season.
Next season, sorry. Yeah, we would like to pretty much come back to where we're starting, which is Rally Sweden. And then most likely we will switch from Sardinia to Portugal. We definitely want to come back to Acropolis because it's such an amazing and legendary event. So I hope we will be welcome here in Greece. And then another iconic rallies Finland. And probably finish on tarmac in Central Europe.
Ουσιαστικά μας είπε το πρόγραμμα ότι θα είναι στη Σουηδία και επίσης το βασικό που ενδιαφέρει εμάς θέλουν να επιστρέψουν και του χρόνου εδώ στο Acropolis.
And absolutely finally now with you, Maciek. Like you said, it's been a really fantastic year. It's been different to every other, as they all are. What's been the highlight of the year for you, would you say?
The highlight of the year. I probably won't be popular between the guys here, but I think the highlight was Mille Johansson in Sweden, who came and destroyed everybody. But that's not the end of the highlight. After Rally Sweden, I said, are you going to continue? And they said, no. We're going to do Junior European Championship, and we're going to win the Junior European Championship and come back to Junior WRC free of charge next year. And I said, it's a very risky plan, but they managed to do it. They won the Junior European Championship, and they will be with us next year. So I think, I'm sorry guys, but I think this was the highlight of the season for me.
Για το καλύτερη στιγμή της χρονιάς μου για έναν οδηγό που δεν είναι εδώ, τον Γιώχανσον, τον Σουηδό, ο οποίος πήγε στη Σουηδία, τους κέρδισε. Όταν του είπαν αν θα σε άλλους αγώνες, είπε όχι, θα κερδίσω το ευρωπαϊκό και του χρόνου θα το κάνω χωρίς να πληρώσω. Και πραγματικά το κατάφερε και το βοήθησε Junior WRC χωρίς να πληρώσει.
Guys, we wish you the best of luck in your final round of the Junior WRC. Ladies and gentlemen, Romit Jurgensen, Taylor Gill, Diego Dominguez, Ali Turkan, and Program Manager Maciek Voda. Thank you very much, guys. Good luck. Okay. Okay, we're going to be talking to some more drivers now. We're moving on to our other support categories, WRC3, WRC2. So we would like to welcome up onto the stage, representing WRC2, Johan Rossell. We would also like to welcome Lambros Athanasoulas. We'd love to welcome Bertu Chetinkaya and Kostas Stefanis. Fantastic to have you all here with us. Kostas, you want to sit in the middle? Brilliant. Johan, we're gonna start with you because you are a driver who's had success here in Acropolis. You know how demanding these roads are. Tell me what you thought of it after the recce this time, because everyone is saying it's the most difficult for years. Do you agree?
For sure, yes. It's a real Acropolis rally for sure. So dry compared to the other area for sure. Yeah, for the mechanic and for the driver, for the co-driver, I think it will be very, very difficult, but we are ready for that. I wait this event every year, and I love this country. You have a lot of passion, and the roads are very technical, and I think for my driving it's very good. Yeah, but for sure on the in the few years I am quite fast. I never win. The plan is to do that.
Υπό τις συμμετέχει τελευταία χρόνια, αλλά δεν έχει καταφέρει να κερδίσει. Αυτό είναι το σχέδιο φέτος. Ότι ο αγώνας είναι πολύ σκληρός για τα αυτοκίνητα, τους μηχανικούς και τους συνοδηγούς. Και σίγουρα πιο σκληρός που έχει δει τα τελευταία χρόνια ο ίδιος που συμμετάσχει εδώ.
Johan, we'll come back to you. I'm going to switch right to the end of the row now to catch up with Bertu Chetinkaya. I'm so delighted to see you back on a WRC event, Bertu. It's been a while, 2018 the last time, but you're here with TalkSport this weekend. How much are you looking forward to your first Acropolis rally?
I'm looking very much forward to it. It's really exciting. I mean, I tried to come back in 2018. That was not very well. That didn't go very well. And then I had to stop WRC and stop all kinds of rallies for 5 years. I started racing again last year, and to be back in WRC was a big, big fight. And I'm very happy to be here in Greece. And it's very difficult, but I'm looking forward to the stages.
Δεν συμμετάσχει στους αγώνες εδώ και μια πενταετία, πέσπισε πέρσι. Η τελευταία φορά ήταν το 2018. Είναι ενθουσιασμένη που βρίσκεται εδώ πέρα στον εθνικό μας αγώνα στο Rally Acropolis.
As you said, it is a big fight to get back into WRC. We're delighted to see you here. Alongside you, you have a legendary co-driver in Fabrizia Pons, which is fantastic to see. How is that relationship going? Because you've done 3 events together already. How has it been?
It's been amazing. We've done one event years ago in 2009 in Italy, and then getting back in the car after so many long years was great in Turkey. We have a great harmony. Racing with her is amazing. I think she should be here speaking, not me. And I mean, I'm delighted. I'm looking forward to it. It's just so amazing. Every part of doing the WRC, the recce, the reconnaissance, everything with her is just amazing.
Μαζί της τρέχει η Φαμπρίτσια Πόνς, μύθος του σπορ, παραδιάσει τον δικό της Μισελ Μότον, και είπε ότι απολαμβάνει μαζί τη συμμετοχή που τρέχουν μαζί και πόσο πολύ τη βοηθάει, και μάλιστα θα ήθελε να ήταν και εκείνη εδώ σήμερα μαζί μας.
Thank you, Bertu. We'll come back to you. Lambros, let's catch up with you now. This is your, I believe, 12th Acropolis start. Not quite as much as the man next to you, but it'll take a while to get to that level. Tell me about your thoughts on what you're seeing out there on the recce, and in terms of how tough and demanding it's going to be this weekend.
Yes, it will be an Acropolis rally, so it's tough and demanding. This year the difference for me is not on the surface, but it's the loose rocks that are all over. So it's either going to be worse after the first pass of the cars, or there will be a clean line, I would say, where if you have the luck, you can avoid the rocks. I don't have the experience to know. It's the first time with so many loose rocks, but we will see after the rally.
Talk to me about your hopes and what the aim and the target is going to be here this weekend.
I always drive to have fun in the Acropolis rally. I want to go fast, especially on the stages that I like and they're not so rough for the car. You saw that last year, even with no purpose, we went off the road because we were trying to have some fun. This is the way I'm driving the last 12 years, although we have on our mind to finish the first Greek driver, the first Greek crew. That's not 100% our aim. We just want to finish and have fun. If we can be closer to the fastest WRC cars, I mean, 1 second per kilometer for me will be really happy if I can be consistent close to them. And this year with the Skoda, I think it's easier for me.
And can I ask you to translate yourself, Lambros, and say some words in Greek for the fans here?
Και φέτος, όπως και κάθε χρονιά, θα προσπαθήσουμε να πάμε γρήγορα, να οδηγήσουμε για να το ευχαριστηθούμε. Σίγουρα θέλουμε να τερματίσουμε, αλλά δεν είναι αυτός ο σκοπός του αγώνα για μας. Δεν πάμε για ένα απλά τερματισμό. Θα προσπαθήσουμε να δώσουμε στον κόσμο τη χαρά, να πανηγυρίσει για έναν Έλληνα, ο οποίος μπορεί να σταθεί κοντά, όχι να κερδίσει πια. Έχουν περάσει αυτές οι εποχές, είναι άλλος ο ρυθμός, αλλά να πάμε όσο πιο κοντά μπορούμε στα ξένα πληρώματα.
Thank you, Lambros. Let's turn now to Kostas Stefanis. I'm so delighted to meet you on the stage this evening, co-driving this weekend on your 30th Acropolis rally. Wow. That deserves a round of applause. 30th Acropolis rally. Amazing. So you're co-driving for your son this weekend. Tell me how much you're looking forward to this event.
I'm very happy to participate for many things, but especially to meeting again my very good friends Rocks and Stone, because I know every rock, every stone, and knows me, and I have very good relationship. Every Christmas and Easter change messages. I'm very happy to meet the Stone again and the Rocks. It's a very nice moment because my first Acropolis 1975. Until today, it's 49 years. I start with many different type of cars. I live all the metamorphosis of the rally mentality. And this is one classic Acropolis. Remember 1975, 1985. It's a hard road, rocks, stones, and I think the result don't come in with a fast for every crew, but who use
the brain.
Exactly, for protect the car and the classification coming alone.
So can you compare the roughness of this event back to the 70s, or is it not quite as rough then?
Yes, 1970, it's a one car with a rear wheel drive with 85 horsepower, with tires to puncture every time to look the stone, not to touching. Remember, in Acropolis 78 with Group 4 Escort, I have 12 puncture in Peloponnese, and in the special stage Evrostina, I passing another competitor without tires. And when I arrive to the finish of the special stage, his guys say, I don't believe it to go so fast, only with the rims, and have a lot of fire, you know, for the... It's total other age of rally.
Kostas, I think you need to write a book about your experiences at the Acropolis rally, because I'd love to read it. Definitely write a book.
Yes, it is in my mind many, many years, but I work like animal. I don't have free time because I have 4 or 5 jobs. If you find the time, I'm ready to write the book.
Okay,
I have very funny and nice stories.
I'll help you write that book. I'm up for that. I'm going to turn to Johan Rossell now, who's next to... Oh, sorry, Kostas. Do you want to say some words in Greek also? For the fans.
Θέλω να σας ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ που είστε εδώ. Είναι μεγάλη τιμή για όλους τους αγωνιζόμενους. Εμείς ευχαριστούμε, εμείς. Βλέπω πολλά νέα παιδιά και χαίρομαι γιατί περνάει η φιλοσοφία των ράλι γιατί αυτή είναι η εξέλιξη στην ασφάλειά μας στους δρόμους. Και αυτά που είπα ήταν ότι ξεκίνησα το πρώτο Acropolis το 1975 και μέχρι σήμερα είναι 49 χρόνια και κάποιοι μήνες. Μόνο ο Χάντουνεν, ο φίλος μου ο Φιλανδός, είναι λίγο πιο αρχαίος από μένα. Με κέρδισε στη Φιλανδία, αλλά θα τρέξω και του χρόνου, θα τον κερδίσω εγώ. Και ότι ο αγώνας ο σημερινός σε πολλά σημεία, οι ειδικές διαδρομές θυμίζουν Acropolis εκείνης της δεκαετίας. Είναι πολύ σκληρός αγώνας. Αυτή είναι η φιλοσοφία που θέλανε να δώσουν και έχει γίνει επακριβώς η αποτύπωση. Και ότι είναι ένας αγώνας που πιστεύω δεν θα κριθεί από την ταχύτητα κάθε πληρώματος, αλλά ποιος θα είναι ο πιο τυχερός να μην φάει κάποια δέσποτη πέτρα. Πιστεύω Λάμπρος συμφωνείς.
Συμφωνώ και μακάρι να είναι η τύχη μαζί μας.
Γιατί έχει πολλά δέσποτα μωρά, δηλαδή 8 κιλά, 10 κιλά, είναι έτοιμα αρνάκια για τη σούβλα, ας πούμε, τέτοιες πέτρες. Οπότε πιστεύω ότι θέλει πολύ προσοχή, πολύ το μυαλό στον δρόμο για να αποφύγεις κακοτοπίες και να μην βγάλεις μια στο αυτοκίνητο. Και πάλι ένα μεγάλο ευχαριστώ. Θα τα πούμε στις ειδικές διαδρομές. Ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ.
Costas, thank you very much, Evcharisto. Let's turn to Johan Rosell now. It is a big weekend for you because in the title fight in WRC2, you really do need the big numbers. Are you ready to go out there and attempt the win at this weekend?
For sure. If I can play for the championship, I need to get some points this weekend. Keep focus to be smart, for sure, on the first day. The plan is to do no mistake. Yeah, for sure. If you want to win this weekend, it's not the speed. It's maybe a bit the speed, but no mistake for sure at the end. And yeah, let's see. But for me, the plan is just to enjoy.
Αυτός ο αγώνας είναι πολύ σημαντικός για τον ίδιο, γιατί πρέπει να αποκομίσει αρκετούς βαθμούς για να μην στη διεκδίκηση του πρωταθλήματος. Θα προσπαθήσει να κινηθεί γρήγορα, αλλά και να αποφύγει τα λάθη για τα οποία δεν έχει περιθώριο.
Okay, finally, we're going to come back to Virtue. I'd like just to talk about FIA Women in Motorsport, Virtue. Representation is so important. You're up there, you're here this weekend driving, showing girls around the world that it is possible. How important is your work with women in motorsport in the FIA?
It's very, very important for me. I'm here today with Fabrizia, who's been racing so long without stopping. It's her job. It's still her job. She's a grandmother and still her job. She loves her job. So together to be here, I think that we should have more women in WRC. I'm very hopeful that we're going to be selecting at least in the beginning 3 and then 1 to continue next year. But I think we should have more. At least in Greece, for example, I'm sure there are ladies racing. They should be here. They should be out here. Hopefully, that we will see some more next year, and I will do my best for it.
Είπε ότι οι γυναίκες θα πρέπει να έχουν μεγαλύτερη εκπρόσωση στον WRC και στους αγώνες. Φαντάζομαι ότι και εδώ στην Ελλάδα θα υπάρχουν οι γυναίκες που τους αρέσουν οι αγώνες και η ταχύτητα και ελπίζει ότι τη νέα χρονιά στο θεσμό να δούμε περισσότερες γυναίκες στους αγώνες.
Thank you very much to all of you for joining us and Meet the Crews. I wish you the best of luck with this weekend. Virtue Chetinkaya, Lambros Athanasoulas, Kostas. Okay, next up, we are going to be welcoming our WRC crews to the stage. It's going to be a huge weekend for them all, so we'd love to get their thoughts ahead of it. So let's get started. Representing Hyundai, we would like to welcome our championship leader, Thierry Neuville. Also representing... We would also like to welcome our 8-time World Rally champion, representing Toyota, Sebastian Ogier. Representing M Sport Ford, we have Adrian Formeau. And we would also like to welcome cycling legend Mark Cavendish to the stage. Welcome to you all, guys. Wow, Mark, centre seat there. Thierry Neuville, we're going to start with you as championship leader. Do you want to take a microphone from Danny Sordo, maybe? Championship leader heading into this weekend. Tell me how you're feeling, because it's been a summer break. You're back, hopefully refreshed, ready to try and bag that title at the end of this season. You feeling good?
Yeah, obviously we had a great summer break, spending some time with the family, and yeah, just charging the batteries. So obviously, well refreshed and happy to continue the season, the championship. Looking forward to the events coming now. I mean, obviously it looks like it's kicking off immediately, very challenging. We have a very rough and tough event, but we feel ready for it.
Λέει ότι ξεκουράστηκε καλοκαίρι, πέρασε χρόνο με την οικογένειά του, γέμισε τις μπαταρίες του, αλλά τώρα είναι έτοιμος για τους επόμενους 3 αγώνες που θα κλείσουν τη χρονιά για να κρατήσει τον τίτλο και πως το Acropolis είναι ένας σκληρός και απαιτητικός αγώνας.
And we've been very much focused on obviously the action on 4 wheels this weekend, but the man in the middle of you all right now is an absolute legend, who's a hero of the Tour de France, record holder in stage wins there, maybe not stage wins here in Acropolis yet, but Mark Cavendish, who is centre stage right now, has joined the WRC for the weekend. Mark, it's such a pleasure to have you here. You got the guys out of their overalls and into lycra yesterday and formed part of a peloton. What was it like yesterday biking with these guys?
It was competitive. Like, even when they're not in the cars, they're competing against each other. But it was a lot of fun. We went up the hill here, and obviously it's different without an engine. But like I said, yeah, they were going fast. They're competitive on the bike as well as in the car. But we had a good time, no?
Ο Μάικ Κάβεντις, νικητής του ποδηλατικού γύρου της Γαλλίας, είναι ένας θρύλος του σπορ και χθες πήγε μαζί με τους οδηγούς μία βόλτα μέχρι το βουνό της Λαμίας επάνω στο κάστρο και είπε ότι είναι το ίδιο ανταγωνιστική όσο είναι και με το αυτοκίνητο.
Seb, I'm going to turn to you because you were on the bike alongside Mr. Cavendish, and you know there's not many men around the world in terms of motorsport that you would ever be really kind of fearful of, but when you got on the bike and you've got Mark alongside, were you thinking, I need to give it a bit extra here?
To be honest, I didn't have any expectation. It was like I knew that, you know, it's very different world, and in his world I'm definitely far behind. So when it started with the uphill yesterday, I started to feel okay. We've been told it's a small loop here on. I hope that will last very quickly. So no, it was very, unique opportunity to ride the bike with Mark. It's such a legend, like you say, and in cycling, and a very cool and relaxed guy. So I love this kind of experience where we could exchange a little bit from our different worlds. Actually, with a lot of similarity often. So no, I have to say I enjoyed it. But this morning I felt a little bit my legs. Tomorrow will be 100% again. I'm fit for the rally.
Σίγουρα απόλαυσε το κανάλι ποδήλατο μαζί με το θρύλο του σπορ. Στην αρχή νόμιζε ότι δεν είχε καμία προσδοκία συγκεκριμένα ότι θα το κερδίσει. Επίσης είπε πόσο ευχάριστος είναι σαν άνθρωπος και πόσο καλή παρέα κάνουν και ότι οι δύο κόσμοι αυτοί απέχουν μεταξύ τους, έχουν και κοινά στοιχεία.
Okay, Danny Sordo at the end now. Let's turn to you, Danny. Welcome back to the championship. We saw you in Sardinia where you got onto the podium. I believe you were on the bike yesterday as well. How are your thighs feeling today? Are we good?
Yeah, today was good. Yesterday at the end was a little bit sick. We were so excited, everybody, I think, at the beginning. Like Seb, he said, but it was really nice experience to be with Mark in the bike, to spend a little bit of time together, and to come here to be with us. Honestly, is so nice because he's a great legend, and it's also always like a dream to ride a little bit some kilometers with him in the bike.
Σίγουρα και αυτός απόλαυσε την εμπειρία να κάνουμε μερικά χιλιόμετρα μαζί. Βέβαια και αυτός παρέλειψε να πει ότι ένιωσε λίγο πόνο μετά στα πόδια από την εμπειρία με το ποδήλατο.
And I stick with you, Danny, because we haven't seen you for a while. It's obviously great to have you back as part of WRC. You've been on the podium here in Acropolis. What do you think the chances are this weekend? Everyone is saying it's so rough out there, difficult, the way it should be.
Yeah, it will be really, really rough. Especially this year, it looks like difficult roads, really a lot of stones in the middle of the road. looks rough, much more rough than previous year. So I think we need to make a good speed, but also at the same time we need to take care a little bit of the car and all. It will be interesting.
Λέω ότι έχει ενδιαφέρον γιατί είναι σίγουρα στους πιο σκληρούς αγώνες που έχει ζήσει ο ίδιος και έχει μεγάλη εμπειρία με πολλές πέτρες και σκληρές επιφάνειες και σίγουρα δεν είναι μόνο η ταχύτητα αλλά και το πώς θα καταφέρει να προστατεύσει το αυτοκίνητο.
Okay, thank you very much, Danny. Let's whiz down the end now and have a chat with Adrian Formeau, who was also in his Lycra yesterday. Tell me what you thought of the experience being part of the peloton.
Well, it was really great to be biking with the guys. I was really enjoying it. I did try to chase Mark, but for sure it was like I was standing. But it was really nice, to be fair. I tried to do the last sprint with Seb because he started. I wanted to follow him, but then the chain snapped. So then
Too much power.
Too much power. So then I had the pedal in my leg, so it's a bit sore this morning, but I'm sure it's going to be okay tomorrow.
Απόλαυσε και αυτό τη βόλτα με το ποδήλατο. Προσπάθησε στην αρχή να κολλήσει τον Μάρκ χωρίς επιτυχία και συνέχεια έκανε και μια μικρή κόντρα με τον Σεπ, που μάλλον ο Σεπ είναι αυτός που κέρδισε.
Adrian, we stick with you for a moment because we've been talking about title fights all week. The junior championship title is obviously decided here, so that's been talked about. And with the main category as well, you still have a mathematical chance. Even though it's a long shot, it's still possible. How are you feeling about the rest of the rounds this season? And what's the target for you, Adrian?
Well, first I want to put the last time the latest as possible, so if it can be Japan, it's good, but for sure it's going to be tough. But my aim is more to chase for the podium of the championship. I think it's more reasonable target. But you know, it's still there is still 4 big events to do, so everything is possible. So we'll go for it. So yeah, we'll see.
Διατηρεί μαθηματικές ελπίδες για τον τίτλο, αλλά ξέρει ότι είναι δύσκολο και ο βασικός και ρεαλιστικός του στόχος είναι η τρίτη θέση στην τελική βαθμολογία του πρωταθλήματος.
Okay, now go back to Mark in the middle, please. You might have put these boys through their paces yesterday, but you got the opportunity of a lifetime this morning to sit alongside Sébastien Ogier on the shakedown. What was that like for you?
The most incredible experience. Like, to be in one of these Rally 1 cars with one of the best drivers of all time is pretty special, you know. And it's incredible how fast these guys go on. You can't even call them roads. They're not roads, they're tracks. They're just cuts in the ground. Well, it was incredible. I had the biggest smile from beginning to end. It was very, very nice.
Χθες είχε την ευκαιρία να συνοδηγήσει με το ΣΕΠ στο Toyota Yaris Rally 1 και έμεινε άφωνος. Είναι μια συγκλονιστική εμπειρία που είπε και από τον οδηγό αλλά και από το αυτοκίνητο. Η ταχύτητα και το πώς περνάει από αυτά τα κομμάτια από τις επιφάνειες.
Did it inspire you, Mark? Did you think, maybe behind the wheel is for me, or maybe even in the co-driving seat?
My wife actually has her international license. She did Wales Rally GB a few years ago. I think a lot of the boys were very, very nice to her. She can co-drive, she can teach me a lot, and it's something I was always very jealous about. And I think when you're a sports person, you understand the level it takes to get to the top of whatever you do. And I like driving my car, but I could do 1,000 years driving and I'd never get to the level of these, you know. And when you're sports people, you always want to be the best, you know. So I like to drive, and I leave the hard stuff to the best in the world. So.
Σαν αθλητής θέλει να είναι ο καλύτερος του κόσμου και ξέρει ότι με το αυτοκίνητο και 100-200 χρόνια να οδηγάει δεν θα καταφέρει να φτάσει από αυτό το επίπεδο. Τουλάχιστον υπάρχει στην οικογένεια στοιχείο αφού η γυναίκα του είναι συνοδηγός και έχει συμμετάσχει στο Wales Rally GP, στο Rally Μεγάλης Βρετανίας κατά καιρούς.
Okay, let's talk serious stuff, Thierry. We are getting to the back end of the season now. We talk title fight all week. You're going to get these questions all the time. This is going to be a super tough weekend. Every driver's already said an intelligent driver will win here. How tough is it going to be for you? First on the road.
Yeah, I mean, obviously being first on the road is always an additional challenge on gravel, there's no secret. And it looks like tomorrow, we're facing again tough conditions. But on the other hand, we know that the roads can get quite quickly destroyed here, and big rocks come out. So, I mean, this can be quite a bit of a handicap for the following drivers. So, all in all, I think that, We have to have a clever approach, follow our feelings as we did most of the races so far, and obviously we need that little bit of luck on our side as well to get through without trouble. I mean, that's for everybody the same situation, and only Sunday we're going to be able to tell, who got through without problem and will end up on the podium.
Το ρώτησε για τη σειρά κίνησης και είπε ότι θα έχει μειονέκτημα, αν και έτσι όπως είναι επιφάνειες εδώ, τα αυτοκίνητα που ακολουθούν μπορούν να βρουν πέτρες, βράχνες μπροστά τους και να έχει και αυτός από τη σειρά του κάτι θετικό. Σίγουρα θα ακολουθήσει την τακτική που ακολουθεί τώρα, έξυπνη και να προσπαθήσει να κερδίσει τον αγώνα, να πάρει βαθμούς και να χαμογελάει την Κυριακή.
Seb, what about you? Because obviously the title fight is raging. How are you feeling about it in terms of the events we've got left? Because Acropolis, Chile, Central European, Japan, they're all such tough events to round off the year. What's your thinking with the final 4 remaining? How difficult it's going to be to chase this 9th title?
Well, I would say everybody will be lying if you say that you're not exciting being in this kind of fight. I think, especially in my position, wasn't really planned this season. So now being in there, it's nice. In the same time, I'm not getting too excited yet. It's still a long shot. We have a current point system which make it difficult to make differences over weekends. So at the moment, honestly, I keep the same approach that I have been doing the whole season. Try to enjoy every single event. We are facing now a weekend where I think we all know anything can happen this weekend, and up to the pro stage, it will be nothing will be guaranteed, I believe, because we have to go through very rough sections. So, luck factor will be playing a role this weekend. Let's hope the Greek gods are with us. And, let's hope that we can stay in the fight for sure. And then I will be excited to fight on the last 3 events for it.
Είναι ενθουσιασμένος που έχει καταφέρει να βρεθεί στη μάχη του τίτλου, γιατί στην αρχή της χρονιάς ακολούθησε επιλεκτικό πρόγραμμα, συγκεκριμένους αγώνες, αλλά παρόλα αυτά βρίσκεται εδώ και να διεκδικεί το πρωτάθλημα. Ξέρω ότι είναι δύσκολο, γιατί οι βαθμοί είναι πολύ που μπορεί να κερδίσει κάποιος σε κάθε αγώνα, αλλά θα το διεκδικήσει μέχρι το τέλος, μέχρι τον τελευταίο αγώνα.
Okay, we're going to take some questions from the fans that have been coming in now then. This is from Julie Kay from Instagram for all of our WRC drivers. She wants to know where you've been on holiday in the summer break. We'll start with you, Sebastian Ogier, seeing as you've got a microphone. Where have you been on holiday this year?
I haven't been far for it's a bit unusual, but this time we stayed home, and I think I enjoy actually to visit the region where I live, around Munich, Bavaria. We visit some nice castle with the famous Neuschwanstein castle. Maybe you heard. It's like a crazy construction, and I think sometimes you don't need to go very far. I have the chance to live in a beautiful place, so that's where I stayed this summer.
Η ερώτηση είναι πού πήγανε το καλοκαίρι διακοπές και είπε ότι παραδόξως φέτος έμεινε κοντά εκεί που μένει, στο σπίτι του, στην περιοχή του Μονάχου και απόλαυσε τη γύρω περιοχή.
Adrian, let's turn to you. A lot of people have seen your dog in your backpack hiking. What did you do for your summer holidays?
Well, I have been in Galaxy City for 1 week, so it's not far away from here. And then the next week I went to the south of France, in the Pyrenees, in the mountain, to do some hiking and biking in altitude to prepare a little bit the rest of the season. And I've been hiking with my dog, and it was a quite tricky place, so I needed to take it in my backpack. So you can see that on my social media. That was quite cute picture, I think.
Όπως καταλάβατε, έκανε μια εβδομάδα διακοπές στο Γαλαξίδι και μετά πήγε στα Πυρηναία να κάνει ποδήλατο, έχοντας μαζί και τον σκύλο του παρέα.
Mr. Newville, where have you been this year on your holiday? I think you've been doing some DIY at home as well as holidaying, yes?
I've been home obviously a bit together with the family, but we also spent a week in the island of Elba, somewhere between Italy and Corsica. With some friends and the family, and it was great. It was some kind of sports holiday, playing paddle, going on the sea, and just having some fun.
Και αυτός πέρασε για τη σειρά του χρόνο με την οικογένεια και πήγε σε ένα νησί κοντά στη Γαλλία, στο νησί Έλμπα, και ήταν μάλιστα με φίλους και απολαύσαν τη θάλασσα και διασκεδάσαν.
And Danny, it's been quite a long holiday for you, I guess, we think anyway, because Sardinia was the last event. What have you been up to?
I was not all the time on holidays.
No? Oh, that's a shame.
No, I was a little bit at home. I like to be at home, and I have a home near to the sea, and I was enjoying a little bit there the summer. So in August, I like to be there, like it's not really busy, and then after maybe we go somewhere.
Το σπίτι του στην Ισπανία είναι κοντά στη θάλασσα και προτίμησε να μην βγει και να περάσει διακοπές του, ίσως αργότερα να πάει κάπου διαφορετικά από την Ισπανία.
Just for Thierry and Seb then, I just like, we've got so many people here this evening, which is so great to see. They're going to watch you go over the ramp very shortly. Thierry, what have you got to say to all the people here tonight who are going to be out on the stages, who are following you? Nice support from the fans here.
Yeah, what to say? I mean, for those who go on the stages, they will obviously see a lot of dust. And as always, yeah, try to have fun, enjoy the spectacle. I think it's going to be a great show again. I think we're going to see, a lot of hot moments in terms of, incidents during the weekend. However, I hope that everybody stays, safe and, obviously cross fingers for us. That's the most important.
Αυτό σας καλεί λοιπόν ότι να πάτε στις ειδικές διαδρομές, θα δείτε σπουδαίο θέαμα, πολύ ωραίες μάχες, αλλά να μένετε και ασφαλείς, πάντα να προσέχετε στις ειδικές διαδρομές και για τον εαυτό του να είναι στους τυχερούς την Κυριακή.
Let's turn to our 8-time world champion now, Seb. You've obviously been coming here to the Acropolis many years. The first time was, 2008? We have to look back quite some time, don't we? It's always so well supported with people here. They're standing out in the heat just to see you guys. It's always great to see this amount.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's one of these historical plays in the championship where it's nice to come back. Through the years, there wasn't so many start here as the calendar was not having Greece, but still every time is a pleasure. I have some good memory. Starting 2009 to be correct. In 8 I was there to make Ricky, but 9 I had here actually my very first podium in the WRC, and from this moment on I will say my career turned to be on a good way, on a positive way like we all know now. So I think it's a pleasure to be here. We'll try to make the best show as possible this weekend.
Αυτό που είπε λοιπόν ότι απολαμβάνει κάθε του παρουσία εδώ. Το 2009 τερμάτισε για πρώτη φορά στο βάθρο τρίτος με το Citroën σε 4 WRC, όσοι θυμάστε τότε. Και από εκεί πήρε και ακόμα μια καλύτερη πορεία η καριέρα του. Και μάλιστα το αρέσει και ο αγώνας και λέγει τα χρόνια που έλειπα από το πρόγραμμα του WRC ήταν φανερή η απουσία του.
And finally, Mr. Cavendish, we are a very polite championship and our drivers have some gifts for you that they would like to give. Seb, would you like to start? There is a mini helmet. Thierry, you're next door. You have a model car for Mark, yes?
Yeah, I have the mini car. So he has the helmet, he has a car, so I think he's ready to go for it.
Mark, if you want to just put your mic down, there we go. I think we need a bag for you. Okay, Adrienne, you have something not for Mark, but for his children, I believe. So the whole family is taken care of. So some remote control cars gifted from Adrienne. And we have Simon Larkin on the stage from the WRC promoter, who's our events director. And Simon has something very special for you. You know, just in case you think of taking up a driving career, Mark. And that helmet has been signed by all of the P1 drivers as well, Mark. We hope you've enjoyed the experience with us here on the WRC. And guys, that's it from us and the Meet the Crews session. Hold on, we have one extra gift. And that is a gift for Sébastien Ogier's son. Very nice stuff, guys. Thank you very much. Yeah, maybe, Seb, maybe some more cycling and you'll get into it. Thank you very much, guys. Adrian Formeau, Sébastien Ogier, Mark Cavendish, Thierry Neuville, and Danny Sordo. Guys, can we just have you facing forward for one photograph, please, before you leave the stage? It's like Christmas, Mark. That's lovely. Thank you very much, guys. And that concludes the Meet the Crews section of tonight. The ceremonial start will follow.
Yeah, indeed, the ceremonial start is due to be on your screens in a matter of minutes now. Thank you so much to Bex Williams and, of course, all of the drivers there and some of the co-drivers that were on a bit earlier on. Juniors, fighting talk from them. They were the first of our guests on the stage, but they're ready to fight.
Yeah, Ali was straight on the fighting talk, and I think that's why it's 11 drivers who can win, so they are straight onto it, and it's possible for them to win. So, of course, they want to make the most out of it and try to put some pressure, I think.
Yeah, I like it. And what I like is that Mark Cavendish said all the drivers were fighting out just on their little leisurely cycle. I can see that happening.
I think it's natural for the drivers. We all the time we want to win and be the best, so even on the bike, it's always a competition.
Amazing to have Mark Cavendish here. I love all the little gifts, but just really special because to have such big names coming to visit us as well.
Yeah, for sure. Mark Cavendish is a big name, and he's a proper star in like Tour de France, and even I think for the WRC drivers, it's
pretty cool.
It's a bit starstruck. I think the guys were at the podium there.
Yeah, indeed. All right. Well, how did we get to this point? How did the championship heat up so nicely? Well, it all unfolded in Finland, so let's take a look back to remind ourselves.
For 7 long years, they've been waiting. For 3 days and almost 19 of Rally Finland's 20 stages, it looked like the wait was over. World champion Kalle Rovanperä dominant, on course for a maiden home victory as he approached one final left-hander in the penultimate stage. And with that, the hopes of a nation were, like Rovanperä's Yaris, well and truly wrecked. Not his fault, nor the car's. One stray rock, one small piece of homeland on the racing line.
Yeah, basically the last proper corner of the whole weekend. I don't know which one would hurt more, if you do a mistake yourself or you hit a stone like that, which is out of our hands. So definitely it's a big disappointment, and yeah, watching the video now, there is absolutely nothing I could have done differently. So rally is sometimes quite tough.
Heartbreak for Kalle Rovanperä, still without a WRC home win. Esa-Pekka Lappi, the last Finn to achieve that feat, but any hopes of adding to his 2017 success dashed as early as Friday afternoon. Lappi running fourth, less than 10 seconds off the lead.
We went off, we have to retire. Sorry for everybody, we are okay.
Lappi's off, making a bad day even worse for Hyundai. Ott Tänak's rally over even earlier. Big crash in the morning for the 3-time Finland winner. 0 points from the weekend and a huge dent in Tänak's championship challenge. Elsewhere, things had started brightly for fellow title contender Elfyn Evans. 2 stage wins Friday morning. The Welshman, one of 4 rally leaders in as many stages. Toyota teammate Kalle Rovanperä assuming the lead in the final stage before service, from which point the Finn seized control, going on to win 4 of Friday's 8 stages. An eventful first day among the sports elite for the 3rd Finn in the lineup, young Sami Pajari. A challenging morning on his debut in the Yaris R1. But after a reset at midday service, young Pajari found his rhythm in the afternoon, so much so he won the second pass through Ruhimäki.
Sami, on the 9th stage of your Rally 1 career, it's a stage win. Congratulations.
Oi, oi, oi. Come on. Ai, ai, ai. I don't know what to say. What a like a roller coaster of emotions this day has been. Like, oh my God.
How good was that stage winning drive?
Honestly, like first 2 breakings of the stage, I saw like, oh, I was too slow. So I think the rest of the stage was then quite good. Yeah, I don't know. It's good. Thank you.
Sami Payari and co-driver Eni Malkonen would go on to finish fourth. An impressive top-flight debut and something at least for the Finns to cheer. Saturday, Toyota enjoying a 1-2-3 podium lockout briefly. Elfyn Evans second behind Rovanperä, but then hit by transmission problems in stage 12. So ending any hopes of adding to the Welshman's 2 Rally Finland victories. And so to the big one, the mighty Onnimpoja back in all its full 32.98 kilometre glory. The first time for a while and worth the wait.
It's a monument, man, you know? It's incredible. That was so cool, so intense also. Unfortunately, I was not really on the limit. Maybe getting old, I don't know. It was amazing. I tried to have a clean and good stage, and for the moment I feel like I can't go much faster than that, so obviously I enjoyed a lot.
Stages are super cool, so definitely Rally Finland should keep this stage every year.
Onnimpoja at full length, widely regarded as the greatest stage on the planet. A new experience for many, including the world champion, born and raised in these parts, Kalle Rovanperä, quickest through both runs.
It's a quite amazing stage. I did it first time with a rally car, and it's really a difficult one. It's hard to enjoy because it's so tricky all the time, but yeah, when you can finish the stage, then it's nice.
The champion quickest through all 6 of Saturday's stages to extend his overnight lead to 44 seconds ahead of teammate Sébastien Ogier. 2 more stage wins followed Sunday morning. Total domination. And then the penultimate test, disaster for Toyota. First, Elfyn Evans chasing bonus Super Sunday points. Then Rovanperä, between a rock and a very hard place. So close, yet so far. And with that, it was left for the chasing pack to pick up the pieces. Sébastien Ogier taking WRC win number 61, a second success in Finland, but this one gifted rather than earned, as he was first to concede.
Not happy, strangely. It's a tough day for us as a team, and it's not the kind of win I enjoy, so that's simple for me. I'm a competitor, I like fighting with my concurrent and have fair win. This one has just got into my hand with luck. And yeah, it's strange. Rally Finland winner, normally you should have a massive smile on your face. It's the one of the rally drivers want to win the most, but I'm sure at some point I will have some satisfaction of the performance I've done this weekend, but right now it's difficult to have any happiness in me, so I don't know.
A second Rally Finland win for Sébastien Ogier. Thierry Neuville promoted to runner-up after a weekend of patience rather than performance. Playing the long game, if you will, and paying off given his title rival's problems.
It was a pure roller coaster of emotions this weekend. We had high hopes, but somehow we realized already in shakedown that things didn't work as we would like, and it could be a challenging weekend, which actually it was throughout the weekend. The performance wasn't great all the time, and it was a bit up and down, and challenging conditions for us to drive in there as fast as the Toyota boys were going. So we understood quickly that we had to have a decent approach, clever approach, and focus on bringing home important points. And then our 2 teammates who crashed out on Friday gave us a lot of pressure because the team desperately needed a car back in the points here this weekend. And so we constantly managed and changed our approach according to the situation.
Thierry Neuville matching his best Rally Finland results with that second place. In third, M Sport's Adrien Fourmeau, a fourth podium of an increasingly impressive campaign for the Frenchman. All three leading teams on the podium. Sami Piardi fourth, enjoying a stage-winning top-flight debut. WRC 2 winner Oliver Solberg and Toyota team chief Jari-Matti Latvala completing the top six. He just keeps coming back for more. Good Super Sunday points for Thierry Neuville, along with second place, means the Belgian was the big winner in the title race in Finland. 23 points overall, that's just one fewer than rally winner Ogier. Which puts a different slant on the drivers' title race. Oyt Tanak and Elfyn Evans both failing to score in Finland. So Sebastian Ogier moves up to second behind Neuville. The Belgians' lead increasing from 8 points to 27 with 4 rounds to go. Intriguing.
Who are you looking at then as your closest rival now?
Number 2, P2. So in P2 is Mr. Ogier at the moment. I've said it before, if I can fight for it without competing the whole season, I don't say I won't fight for it, of course, but I don't know. Let's go in Greece and we'll see.
Sebastian Ogier very much in the hunt for a 9th World Drivers' title as they head next for Acropolis Rally Greece, set up nicely for a thrilling run-in to the end of the season in both the drivers' and manufacturers' title races. Hyundai with a 20-point lead after that costly late drama for reigning champions Toyota in Finland, 395 versus 375, M Sport Ford on 207.
Well, Finland is where it all changed. Before, it was a battle between Oyt, Thierry and Elfyn. Now it looks very much like the battle is between the old favourites of Thierry Neuville and Sebastian Ogier. 27 points. It's a big point deficit for Sebastian Ogier, but that has never stopped that man before.
No, it's the game is still on, and you know we are now facing a very special rally because most of the rallies on the calendar is about the speed. You really need to push from the first meter, but this rally in Acropolis is also about being clever, being smart, and we know that both those two guys, Thierry and Ogier, they are both really clever. They got the experience, but I think there's a battle going on because of course Thierry won the first title and Seb doesn't want him to win, so he wants his title.
Well, Seb's got a record to match with Sebastian Loeb, hasn't he? And I know he says he doesn't think about the records, but you know what? If he could match it, why not? And Thierry is desperately grasping at getting his first championship title. He's had so many runners-up, I think 5 runner-up titles now. He wants the whole deal this time. All right, well, we are just having a look at Thierry through Shakedown. Shakedown, a little bit different to what we thought. Perhaps Taka very fast through Shakedown. Not necessarily hugely representative of what's going to happen throughout the weekend, but just interesting to see that Taka has pace out there.
Taka definitely, he got the pace, but Kiri, we could see on Shakedown that they were all the top guys who were fighting for the top 4 positions in the championship. I think they were checking each other a bit, going a bit more steady, and there was kind of a lot of dust as well on Shakedown, but I think it's some nerves out there, and it's a long time. I think Thierry has been in a situation where he's been really hunting down by Ogier, and it's a very difficult situation to be because Sebastian Ogier is not an easy man to keep behind you. So.
Yeah, he does like even just to play a few mind games out there, just to cause a little bit of unsettlement for the guys around him. All right, if you are just joining us, welcome along. The autograph session with the drivers happened just before the start ramp. There are hordes of fans here. There are queues all around this start ramp as well as lining the service park, which is behind us there. This is absolutely packed. Now, we will hand over for interviews on that start ramp in a bit, but you're seeing some of the local drivers, which is why you're hearing so many of the cheers already. This is a very popular fan rally.
Yeah, just behind us here on the grandstand, it's a massive crowd of fans, and there's a big queue going into this ceremonial start, and just behind us as well. I'm impressed. I haven't seen so many spectators for many years in Greece, even though I know it's a popular rally for the fans to be out and watch. It's the sun it's always nice weather. It's not always, because last year we
Last
had
year.
really bad weather, but most of the time.
To be fair, actually, last year we had quite a lot of rain, but then it was still boiling. At the moment, it is set to be an incredibly hot weekend. All right, slightly different format to the weekend. We've got a tyre fitting zone and no service on Saturday, but let's take a look at exactly what's in store. Have a look at this.
Friday morning, the rally underway with 2 loops of 3 rough mountain stages either side of midday service, all just over 20 kilometres on twisty gravel. Tarzan, the final test of each loop, familiar to most crews. It's featured in the past couple of seasons. Saturday, another 6 stages. This time only one is repeated. Agi Theodori, televised live in the afternoon, either side of a single pass through Loutraki, moving from Friday last year. Shorter this season at just under 13 kilometres. No service Saturday, just a tyre fitting zone, so extra care perhaps on those rough stages. Exposed bedrock and hidden dips can cause havoc. Just ask Thierry Neuville. Sunday, 3 final tests, just under 54 kilometres competitive action in total, starting with a single pass through the 17 kilometres of Inohori before 2 runs through Elethorahori. Moving to Sunday from Saturday last year, just over 18 kilometres, it returns as the end of rally power stage as it was 2 years ago.
Well, there we go. That is what's in store this weekend. Like I'm saying, a different sort of format to what we normally see. If it's a tyre fitting zone with no service, that tends to come on a Friday. So road cleaning very much going to come into play tomorrow because we've got a repeat. Then Saturday all starts again.
Yeah, and Saturday is a really long day without the service, only tyre fitting, so like you say. And tomorrow we are facing more traditional stages and the Tarzan stage, and we are going repeat them in the afternoon, like you said. And it's challenging on the first run for the first cars because of the cleaning, and the second pass through, it's all these loose stones, and yeah, it's about being clever this weekend to avoid all these stones.
There is a lot going on. Now there's a lot going on. We'll be talking about the juniors in just a bit, but let's talk about WRC2 as well. At the moment it's in the hands of Oliver Solberg, but he's not here this weekend, which opens it up to the others to battle out. He's got a 111-point lead at the moment, but Sami Pajari back now in WRC2. Oliver sort of taking advantage of the fact that Sami stepped up to the top class in Finland. Sami Pajari 83, Johan Russell 71, Larry Una 58 points. That's the 1, 2, 3 and 4, but it's still very much doable for Sami Pajari.
Yeah, and we have to remember that this is like a tactic game. They nominate the rallies before the season starts, and we heard that some interviews that the guys are complaining a bit that they are not racing against each other, but to be honest, they have chosen the rally, so they know their skills and where to be in a position to score most points. And we know that Griasin as well, further down in the overall standing, he have done less rallies than the top guys, so it's going to be interesting before the last rallies, because it's still a game on here as well in WRC too.
Okay, all right. Well, that is all going to play out in front of your eyes, as is the final round of the juniors. But how did we get to this point? Take a look at what happened before us with the juniors.
Assetco Rally Finland hosted the Junior WRC's penultimate round, and it would blow the championship wide open. The treacherous wet conditions would soon catch out some of the main contenders. The biggest shot coming on Friday, with championship leader Romit Jurgensen having won the first 3 stages that were run, skidding off the road when trying to avoid a rock.
Yeah, basically on the second pass of Lauka, on quite a easy corner, I'd say. I just tried to avoid the rock on the inside and went off the line maybe 10 centimeters, but that was enough to really snap the rear.
The Estonian, though, returned at the weekend and was the fastest driver on his restart, taking 9 Wolf stage win points in total as a handy consolation to his Friday frustrations. Young Finn Levi Lassila was competing after winning the prestigious AKK Flying Finn Future Star Award and was running in 12th on the opening morning before the 20-year-old 2 rolled out early in the afternoon. Gerardo Rossolo was having an impressive Finland debut, running third at the start of Saturday, only for the 22-year-old Chilean to suffer his own dramatic off in stage 14. And the incidents on Finland's challenging stages kept coming. Reigning ERC junior champion Norbert Meyer had fought up to 5th, only to fly off the road on the legendary Onimpoja. Irishman Eamon Kelly tackled Finland last year in the WRC 2 and would use his experience to good effect. The Motorsport Island Academy graduate was within 9 seconds of the leader on Saturday before dropping the best part of 3 minutes with a puncture. A 6th place finish was not what the 25-year-old deserved for his efforts. Fabio Schwartz, though, recorded his best ever junior WRC result in 5th on Finland's relentlessly rapid roads, despite the odd wild moment in the changeable conditions on what were wet, damp or drying roads over this eventful weekend. Peter Borodin had begun Saturday as the first ever Kazakh leader of a JWRC round, but it would be an eventful second leg for the 29-year-old. His lead was lost and regained before a puncture and alternator problems arrived with horrible timing. Borodin with an eye-catching event, but settled for 4th. Tom Rensonet has again shown flashes of his undoubted talent on what is his second junior WRC season, but he'd yet to secure a result his talent deserves. The 26-year-old Belgian, though, admirably fought his way up from 7th to 3rd on some of the most iconic stages in rallying folklore. And up front, a terrific scrap developed for the lead at the start of the weekend. Turkish pilot Ali Turkan maintained the momentum from his first junior podium in Sardinia and notched up 3 Wolf stage win points over the rally, with Borodin dropping back. The 25-year-old was briefly into the lead on Saturday, and he would hunt down the leader on the final leg. Taylor Gill moved to Finland last year to further his rally career, and the Aussie had a roller coaster rally. After taking the lead on Friday, the FIA Rally Star driver slipped back to 6th with an overheating engine. The 20-year-old then fell to 8th on Saturday after dropping a minute with a puncture, but it sparked a remarkable recovery that saw Gill take the lead on the epic Onimpoja. And he did just enough to hold off Turkan on the final day to claim a first JWRC win.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. We had so much thrown at us. So much thrown at us this weekend, but we never gave up. We pushed through. We showed some true Aussie grit, and even when it was looking tough, we never took our eyes off the top spot. And yeah, to end up there is fantastic.
It was incredibly close at the finish. Gill taking victory by just 2.1 seconds. Rensonet with his 3rd JWRC podium. Borodin and Schwartz rounding off the top 5. And heading into the final round in Greece, it is all to play for. Gill now just 8 points behind Jurgensen, with Dominguez 3rd and Turkan 4th, but with double points available at the Acropolis, the title race remains wide open.
Thanks so much, PK, for giving us a recap of Finland. Now joining us in the studio is Maciek Buda. We've just seen you on the stage, but Maciek, we're back here to grill you about what's going to happen with the juniors this weekend. Double points, 11 drivers for the potential. It's an exciting one for you.
It is exciting, and what everybody keeps talking about is how rough it is this year. So, yeah, let's see what tactics people will take. For sure, the 3-4 leading drivers need to be very clever, and they need to watch themselves and basically, decide on the tactics depending on where they are in the rally. But I think what we're going to see is a massive roller coaster. Yeah. I don't think that the top 3 from Friday evening are going to be a top 3 on Saturday.
I kind of agree with you with that. And
I don't think they're going to be on Sunday. And I would be surprised if they won't even be in top 3 on Sunday. So, yeah, we will see.
Ivan, it's really difficult to put your money on one of them because it has been just such an incredible season. You've done this from a very young age. What's it like being such a young driver, just wanting this so much?
I think first of all it's really important to have people like Maciek together with you on the rally like this, because it's a lot of pressure, because they all know that the title is not only the title, it's the prize next year as well. So it's a tough rally to end the season with, but I'm a bit curious, Maciek, what do you tell the drivers, because you know that they are all eager to win, but you always want the cars to finish the rally as well. So what's your comments to the drivers before the rally?
I mean, for me, you probably know better than I do what they should do, but for me they just need to drive. Don't think too much. Have your eyes open, obviously to watch for any unexpected things on the road. But drive it, because if you start to be too cautious, you start to make mistakes, and you still cannot guarantee that you're not going to get a puncture. So yeah, it's finding this right balance. Yeah, obviously you cannot go with the same approach as you go to Rally Finland or to Rally Sweden, but you cannot also be too slow, because okay, double points for the overall classification, so there's 50 points to be scored for the winning the rally, only 15 for winning the stages, but those 15 can be crucial, and they can play an important role in the final result. So yeah, you just need to be sensible here.
Just go through the prize next year for the driver to remind us all what's in the bag for the winner.
Yeah, so the champion, the 2024 Junior WRC champion, will get 4 rallies in WRC2, fully funded with the Monday test run by M-Sport in Fiesta Rally 2. And it's also a fixed price for the additional events if they want to do it, which is a discounted price with the tire package. So for me, it's a massive and important step in the young driver's career that, like you said before, it's not only the title they're winning, but also actually a prize that they can follow their career in another level.
Well, the start ramp rolling on behind us. We will get to some interviews on the start ramp in a bit, but before we let you go, Maciek, I think you've probably got one of the most successful feeder series in most of motorsport. You were talking about this in the weeks leading up to this. Most of the drivers that have come through your program, and it must be just so fascinating to watch. Such big names now battling it out, but also who's going to be the next star of the future?
Yeah, I don't know who is going to be the next star of the future, but what is very important for us is that we're providing a platform for the competitors to focus on driving rather than focus on messing with the car. We provide the equal equipment to everybody, so we can actually see who is fast, who isn't. And it's really amazing to see the drivers in the WRC and looking how many of them drivers, co-drivers went through our championship, to see the European Championship drivers, how many of them went through, and see the National Championship drivers, how many of them went through. And even, you know, people who not necessarily are winning or were winning in the Junior WRC, but when they go back to European Championship, when they go back to the National Championships, they are completely different drivers. It's completely different level. So for sure, it's a great school. It's a great championship, but also it's a great school. And you know, not from every year you will have a future world champion, but you know, it's so fantastic to see Elfyn Evans. It's so fantastic to see Sami Pajari now progressing. So yeah, let's see first of all who's going to win the championship in 2024 and how far this person and the others are going to go.
Yeah, indeed. All right, Maciek, I really do appreciate you joining us. As all of the cars roll over the start ramp, let's just give you an idea of what's coming up for the weekend in terms of stages, because it is going to be a very busy one for the juniors and for the rest of the pack out there as well. Friday is a busy day in terms of stages. It's an early start and it will roll on throughout the day. Saturday as well is another busy day. We're looking at the times now for Friday. Stage 1, 2 and 3. 11:15, the last of the morning stages. It is the repeat in the afternoon. 2:29, 3:40 and 5:45, sorry, for all of those stages. We've got media zones in between at 1:45 and at 7:15. Like I said, it's a 12-hour day or so that we will be on air with you, covering every single bit of action. Now finally it is getting a bit cooler here, but tomorrow it hots up again. Saturday 8 till 10:45. There's a super special at the very end of the day on Saturday, then 3 stages on Sunday, 13 to 15, including that Wolf Power stage. You'll see that run once and then run again as the Wolf Power stage. So those 15 stages are what's in store for the weekend. It is going to be rough and rugged. It is going to be hot and incredibly difficult. Now the cars are heading over that first starter ramp in their droves now. We've got such a big lineup of cars this weekend. Julian Porter is going to be asking those questions in a short while. And this is so packed down here. Fans, as you can see, to my left and my right, behind me as well. This is a very, very popular rally here in Lamia. And it spreads far and wide. Plenty of distance for the drivers to cover and the crews to cover in the next 3 days. Like we said, a slightly different format. Saturday is the tyre fitting zone. Normally we've seen that this season at least on the Friday. All right, well, I think it's about that time that I can hand over to Julian Porter. So let's do just that.
Yeah, thanks very much, Kieran. We'll be joining Julian shortly as we get the crews lined up here. We will be joining Julian very shortly. But yeah, we're lining up in groups of 3 here on this